first form of the Aiki-Iai forms, the series belonging to the Eishin Ryu, is called Mai. So this is the sitting form starting from Seiza. And this is a form which is intended to teach the basic movements and basic ideas of the sword. So what is happening? So there's an opponent sitting in front of me, and I'm trying to cut his forehead just above the eyebrows, so the blood runs into his eyes and he's blinded. Yes. So to do that, we start off with unsheathing the sword and doing a Nukatsuke, so horizontal cut. Yes. Don't do it too high, because otherwise you're actually missing his forehead. So the best height is like when crossing your arms, because I'm raising up and he's still seated. Yes. So he's not at this height, he's a little bit lower. Okay. And then I'm going to bring the tip of the sword to my left ear, but I'm going to do this in such a way, actually I am bringing the back of the sword to the front. So I'm not doing like this. Yes, it's not like this, but it's like this. At the same time, I'm moving my foot, and I reposition the front foot, and we are going to do a vertical cut, Kiri-Oroshi. So the previous movement was called Furikaburi, meaning bringing the sword above your head. And at the same time, it's also a guard, it's a defense. So after you cut horizontally, if you miss him and he draws very quickly and is attacking you, you can still block it like this. And then you attack again, you cut him with a big cutting motion, starting from here, and you're hitting with this side and cutting. So it's not like this, not like this. Yes, you don't bring the sword back towards the end of your posture, because you're presenting an opening. This is far too dangerous. You should go like this and cut. Yes. Then you remove the blood. This is called chiburi. You can do the big chiburi, as I'm doing now. Or you can do the small chiburi to the side, which is called yoko chiburi. And this one is called o chiburi, big chiburi. You have some differences in style, but as Tomita Sensei has shown it, so you cut your opponent, he's over there somewhere. My point, the kisaki, is still threatening him. So if he's not really slain, he's faking it, and he tries something, I can still do Itsuki. Yes, I can. But he's not doing anything, but my attention is still there. If something happens, I can. I'm still aiming. So the backside, the tsuka is aiming. Tsukagashira is aiming towards the opponent. He's not doing anything, so You bring your feet together, the sword is next to your head, like a military salute, and you just flick off the blood. Make sure that the sword is not too much to the back, otherwise it's not just going to be your opponent's blood. It's a bit dangerous, so it's like this position, just next to your head, and then you just hit with the gashi, Tsuka gashi. So automatically, it's like an umbrella, wet umbrella. You're still pointing at your opponent, and then you take some distance. The point remains there, so I'm not doing like this. This is a mistake. See, don't bring it back. You're still there. If needed, you can use it. It's not moving. My attention is still with my opponent. So sanshin, they say. See, I can still cut him if it's needed. I can cut him. The back of the sword is still aiming towards the opponent. I don't have to look to put the sword away. You can feel it because your fingers are around the koiguchi. You can look at your opponent. Keep the back of the sword aimed towards your opponent, so don't do like this. I'm going to exaggerate a little bit. Don't do like this. This is not good. Keep the target. Slowly. Concentration. And halfway, you're going to bend your knee. My knee is actually not touching the floor, and I'm not completely closing the sword. See? So if I show you the sword, you can see it's not completely closed. Still some distance. So if needed, I can still do something. I'm going to retreat and going back to the initial position, 3 steps. So I'm stepping backwards, but actually in my head I'm ready to step forwards. So I'm doing this really slowly because if it's needed, I can still dash to the front. But okay, it's not needed, so 3 steps. But you should be able to do it if necessary. And if everything is safe, then you close the sword and you can stand up again. Okay? So this is the first form of the Muso Jikiden Eishin Ryu, as it was taught to me by Tomita.